in some of our non-native communities. How do we bridge together all of these people? And sometimes it seems really difficult. We heard a story from Brooke earlier. Makes you feel emotional, makes you feel upset, makes you feel mad, makes you feel angry. Makes you feel like there's hope as well. Makes you feel love for her, more of a kindness for some people. It gives us a great strength because we have the ability to bridge things together now. Because of Brooke's story, she goes to a certain school that some people might be familiar with, and we recognize those things. And now it's time for us to get to work to say, how do we prevent those statements from happening? We can do it together. That's how we do it. Now, you have many resources around your territory here. You have many people that are educators. You have a lot of strong elders, strong song people, strong dancers, strong everything around you. All you have to do is utilize it. Invite them to your schools, get them out there, and start teaching a little bit. Now, my wife and I, with our kids, Alazanu, stand up, buddy. That's my little buddy, my son over there. He's been dancing since the very beginning of his life. Now, what we do with my wife and my daughter as well, she got cut on her eyelid earlier, so they brought her to the hospital to get stitches. So, if she's a strong little cat, she'll be all right. She's a lot stronger than me when it comes to needles, that's for sure. So what we do is we go around from as many schools as possible, whether it's universities, whether it's high schools, nurseries, kindergartens, and we talk to teachers. We talk to kids, we wear our stuff, we show people what it's made of, we let them hold it. Some people have never seen an eagle foot. You know, when the kids see them, they go, oh my goodness, you know, it's amazing, especially for the boys. The girls, not so much, they don't like all the gross stuff. So we show them all of these things, they let them touch stuff so that they get a feeling of what it really is, to appreciate it. And even our older generation of people need to see it, they need to touch it, feel it, so that they go, oh my goodness. Has anybody here not ever seen beadwork? Well, beadwork, you see the shiny stuff that I have on here? That's one bead at a time. One tiny little bead that will go through the thinnest needle. It's one at a time. And if you've never seen it, come on over and take a look at it. It'll give you a greater understanding and appreciation of how much work goes into making a regalia. Now, for those people that are in the audience here, if you're ever at a powwow, yeah, come on over. If you're ever at a powwow, this is the wrong thing to say to a native guy or girl. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful costume. No, don't say it. You're going to get your education today. I'm cool with it, I'm alright with it, because sometimes we just don't know what to call it, right? Some people say, hey, nice costume. Some people will fly off the handle, and they'll go right berserk on you. Me, I'm pretty cool about it, pretty open. I'm a pretty nice guy. The right word, the respectful terminology is regalia or outfit. People take offense to it being called a costume because costumes are worn at Halloween, they're worn at certain events. We wear these at our ceremonies, and these are things that our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our moms and dads and brothers and sisters and family members have all taken part of building. So we have a lot of respect for the things that we wear. And so when you go up to somebody, don't use the word costume. You don't know how much of a bite they might take out of you. Now, we have a really vast history as First Nations people. We have residential schools, the effects of residential schools. We have Indian day schools. We have the introduction of alcohol and drugs to our people. We have a lot of things that were new to us. Things that really destroyed us for a long time. Certain ways and certain things that many of our people are taking action against to say that, hey, I'm no longer going to live that way of life. I'm no longer going to abuse alcohol. I'm no longer going to abuse drugs. I'm no longer going to be an abusive kind of a person. To start walking healthy, to start learning about who we are. Because when we start learning about who we are, we start understanding who we are, where we've come from. When you understand where you've come from, it gives you a real strength and the pride, dignity, and honor. And you walk in a certain way. Now, I told you that story about that baseball field where those people were really, really racist. I could have, at any time, gone over there and punched somebody right in the face. But they would have walked away saying, that's exactly who he is. I went and I educated people, talked to people. What terminology is not accepted to us as First Nations people? Racism, ignorance. And all we have to do is ask questions and find out about each other. I didn't know about the Acadians until I started asking about them. I didn't even like an Acadian when I was a kid. I was like, Acadian Schmadian. But there's an Acadian culture that's pure and true and very, very proud of that history. And I started understanding it, I started respecting it, and I started inviting the people to our ceremonies because they came from a society of people that were just as harmed as we were. Human beings have the ability to learn, no matter how old we are. Even when you see some of our elders and you go, my goodness, they're never, ever going to change, they're stuck in their ways, it's not true. Many people have the ability to change, and I've seen it even hours before somebody passed on into the spirit world will say something that's just completely against everything that they've ever said, open up, and they allow themselves to go. We can all change, we can all grow. So, we're going to have one more song. I guess it's going to be our last song. And then that ceremony of picking up all the tables is going to happen. We'll be giving out Indian names after, too, stay around. When you're working with First Nations people, don't ever forget that humor goes a long way. In our languages, you're going to always hear people laughing. You're going to always see people smiling. Humor is part of our medicine. No matter what nation we come from, no matter what human race we come from, humor helps us heal. Of course, we have to talk openly about the things that have hurt us in the past. And we all have a past. But humor plays a big, big role in all of our lives. Now, when my dad and my uncles all speak the language, they're constantly laughing. When they translate what they're laughing about, it doesn't make any sense at all. But they understand because the language is very spiritual. The language is very pure. And they use it towards their own healing. Because of the Indian residential schools, the Indian day schools, there was a lot of harm. But we cope with it, we deal with it, we work with it. And we have a whole process where people are talking about it. So talking is really, really important. So we're going to have one last song, because I can talk all night. So here we go with one more song. And at the end of it, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for me, come on over and see me. If you have any questions for the dancers that you see, the singers, or the people that you're familiar with, go on over and talk to them. So I'd like to say thank you very much for this evening. My name is Derek Barnabé again. I'm from Listigwood First Nations, just on the Quebec-New Brunswick border. And I'm an MC at powwows. I like dancing and I like talking a lot. So that's who I am. We'll see you guys again. One last song.